Alright guys, welcome to my Batman Q&A, and yeah, I have got a ton of questions, a lot more than I thought, almost like over 30. As always guys, if I didn't name you off, it's not that I skipped you or anything, it's that YouTube was being a dick and decided to not show your questions on my list. So I do apologize for that in advance. Again, I'm sorry, but again, YouTube can be a jerk sometimes. So if I didn't answer your questions or didn't even name you, that probably means that YouTube was being a jerk and decided to block your question or mark it as spam or didn't even show up. Because isn't that how Google works, right? Ugh. Anyway, enough about my anger towards the YouTube these days. Let's kick things off with a good friend of mine, the creator of the great series of the New Icon Chronicles series, which is the Legend of Korra Transformers fanfiction, Jason Voorhees 2011. And Jason asks, what is your favorite version of the Batsuit from comics, movies, cartoons, etc.? Mine's the Arkham Asylum Arkham City version. Well, I really like the Arkham City, the Arkham game series Batsuit, excuse me. I have a few favorite Batsuit costumes. I really like the costume from the Neil Adams and Dennis O'Neil era. I really like the blue 70s costume. Really fun. Really good costume. Another good costume is the Batman Inc. costume. So yeah, like I said, the Batman Inc. costume I really like from Grant Morrison's Batman Incorporated run. Another one is, I always like Terry McGinnis's costume. It's always really good. Another one is the Jim Lee Batman Hush costume. It's so aesthetic, and I was really hoping that was the costume they would go with for the Batman movie. For Batman vs. Superman, excuse me. I was really hoping for that one. And even Kevin Smith's writing a fake script, which is really dumb. So, and he said, oh, it looks so much like Jim Lee's costume, and I'm like, the fuck it does, it looks like Dark Knight Returns. So, yeah, those are a few costumes that I really like, and I usually play those and I do absolutely love the Arkham City costume. I think that one would really transition well into movies. Anyway, yeah, so thank you for that first question. Next question you ask is, what is the worst Batman-related comic book or storyline you've ever read? Mine is All-Star Batman and Robin with Dark Knight Strikes Again as a close second. Fuck you, Frank. That's his words, not mine. I will say this, and please nobody shoot me for this, but I'm not a fan of Dark Knight Returns. I'm really not. I'm not a fan of Dark Knight Returns. It's not one of my favorite Batman stories. It's, now, hold on. Before anyone gets out your torches and pitchforks, let me say this right now. I totally understand why it's such an important comic. I understand it. I appreciate it. That and Watchmen. I don't even like Watchmen. I like the movie more. I know blasphemy. I like something that is universally liked. Sorry. Anyway, like I was saying with Dark Knight Returns, if you like it, if anyone likes that and Watchmen, watching this, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. Me personally, I don't like it. It's too much of what we saw of Frank Miller's, Batgasm, pretty much. And we saw that more in Dark Knight Strikes Again. Again, I understand what it did for the comic medium, and I appreciate and respect it for that. And there are things in Dark Knight Returns that I like. Carrie Kelly, great character. I think she's great. She did go a little downhill in Strikes Again, but we remember her for Dark Knight Returns. Carrie Kelly is a great character. I also think that I love Frank Miller's Joker. I absolutely love Frank Miller. I think he has a great voice for the Joker. He's not so much ha-ha funny, he's more stab funny. I hope you get that reference. So yeah, I really like the whole story with him and Batman, the whole Joker and Batman rivalry, he really does good with. And even in All-Star Batman, you can kind of see that happening, but more so in Dark Knight Returns, where you really see how well he writes the Joker in those stories. So I really do like his Joker. And but again, it's just Batman being, oh, I'm Batman and I can beat Superman because I'm Batman. Rah! And I didn't really beat Batman on my own. I had Green Arrow and, some other people, so I'm Batman. And also, I'm not a big fan of the artwork. It's a little too mushed together, in my opinion. I do like the movie, though. The animated film's actually really good. I think I like the animated film more because it tells a little more coherent story, if that makes any sense. But yeah, there are things in Dark Knight Returns that I do like. Here's a story that I recently read and I hate. It's fresh on my mind and I do hate it. It's a story called Batman Officer Down, which is nothing more than Okay, the setup is really good, and there are some good points, because the original story was done by Ed Brubaker. And the story is that Jim Gordon has been shot by someone, and everyone thinks it's Catwoman. Now, and Batman sends the entire Bat family into finding, the one responsible. What it is nothing more than Batman moping around Jim Gordon as he's lying on, the hospital bed saying, "Oh, this was my fault, I'm Batman." And everyone's getting pissed off at him, and everyone's so out of character in this story that it's not even funny. It also gets watered down by a lot of bad dialogue, and it had such a great crime setup, too. But, yeah, it's not that great. And it sucks, too, because I really like the first book that came before it, called Evolution, which was a Ra's al Ghul story. Well, Ra's al Ghul, excuse me. It was a great Ra's al Ghul story that didn't even focus a lot on Ra's. But, yeah, I did not care for Batman Officer Down, and it was a good idea, too. It was a really good idea. And the thing is that at the end of the story, Jim Gordon retires, but us reading it in the future, this story came out in the early, right after No Man's Land. So, reading this, I was like, we know he comes back. That's the thing. But, yeah, anyway, it's kind of superfluous, and I didn't really care much for it. There are a few others, like the story where Batman is fighting that crazed rock star, and you can find that on Atop the Fourth Wall. And there's a few other Batman stories, but those two come to mind. But again, I do find good things in Dark Knight Returns. But yeah, I do agree, All-Star Batman and Robin and Dark Knight Strikes Again are terrible stories, Jason. And your third and final question is, if you were in Gotham and forced to ally with any Batman villain, which would it be? I myself would ally with Ra's al Ghul, since she's such intelligent, dangerous, and skilled with the supernatural. I would team up with Killer Moth, and I say this because I have a less fear of dying. Because if I was someone else's henchman, I would be either thrown in jail after being beaten to a pulp by Batman or one of the other members of the Bat family, or I would be shot and killed for just the villain being angry, so much as being angry. I say Killer Moth because if he just gets angry at me, I could just punch him in the face or demean him of how much of a D-list villain he is. So, Killer Moth out of safety of my own life. So thank you for those questions, Jason Voorhees, 2011. Looking forward to the next chapter of New Icon Chronicles Darkness Rising. And yeah, anyway, moving on to Daryl Nyes. Oh man, I'm sorry if I butchered your name again, Daryl. But Daryl asks, hey Deadpoolzilla, I have 3 questions. I'm back, so my 3 questions are, your first question is, what is your favorite incarnation of Batman, cartoon, movie, or comic? Mine is Kevin Conroy from the Batman animated series. I really like Kevin Conroy, great Batman. Great incarnation of Batman, and I think I'm going to agree with that. Kevin Conroy is definitely the best incarnation of has the best incarnation of Batman. And not only that, 90s cartoon it's not only a great animated series, but it's also a great comic book story as well. You could actually say that, more so, actually no, I'll say this, because it does have Kevin Conroy related. My favorite incarnation of Batman right now is the Arkham games. It's like the animated series for grown-ups. It's like what Paul Dini and Bruce Timm really wanted to do without the restraint of, the animation restraints. That's the big thing, is that that's what it is, and my friend Kirk summed it up really well. It's like the Batman 90s cartoon for adults. And I think, yeah, it has great storytelling, you've got so many great Batman characters, and of course, Kevin Conroy is Batman, and I feel like these are stories they want to tell with Batman. And it is good it is both saddening and good to see it finally come to an end in Arkham Knight coming soon. So yeah, the Arkham games is my favorite incarnation of Batman. Your second question is, okay, if Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, somehow traveled back in time and saw Bruce Wayne, maybe like his 3rd year as Batman, how would they think of each other, and how would they send Terry back to the future? I see what you did there. I don't know, because the thing that's going on in DC, I'm not reading it right now, but what DC's doing right now is called Future's End, which is Terry McGinnis in the past, and I don't know if he's met Batman yet, but if it was like Batman in the early, had he time travel, I think it would be interesting to see that, and I think Terry wouldn't tell him he's his father, because Batman would be like, oh, I have to change the past now. Oh, you don't exist, I'm Batman. Anyway. So yeah, it would be interesting. I can't really think of a good story right off the bat, so yeah. So, and your third question is, and you say for your third question, and my final question is, do you think Batman would actually make a better leader of the Justice League than Superman, sort of like how Iron Man and Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon? I'm going to say no. Batman would not make a good leader. I mean, yeah, he makes a good, commanding, like a good lieutenant or, second in command. But in charge of the Justice League, I don't think so. He's not too trusting of the other Justice League members. With Superman, he's willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. He's willing to, even trust, several ex-villains to join the Justice League, and he's more than willing to trust people who have a shady past. I mean, Batman's done that too. In Grant Morrison and Mark Waid's run of Justice League, he put Huntress and Plastic Man on the team. That was under Batman's guidance. He really trusted those two and gave them, the right to be part of the Justice League, and they became mainstays. And Superman but Superman more so is more trusting and more willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, and he has a more level head and less cynical look on the world. So yeah, Superman I think would stay. Should stay as leader of the Justice League. So yeah, thank you for those questions, Daryl. Your next. So thank you for those questions. Next questions come from Treva Smolka, who asks. Your first question is, what is your opinion of Batman Beyond the animated series and the comic series as a whole, plus Justice League Beyond? Just wondering. I haven't been reading the Batman or Justice League comics Beyond, but I've heard they're really good. Again, I'm having this whole DC boycott thing. I do know there is good stories in there, but it's really weighed down by the bad. Anyway. But regarding the Batman Beyond cartoon, I love it. I actually watched that more than the 90s cartoon, if that gives you any more, than the actual Batman animated series 90s cartoon, if that gives you any indication of how much I loved it. So yeah. Okay, your second question is, what is your opinion of DC keep doing more Batman titles and animated shows, and movies more than any other characters like Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and... Okay, I see. The general gist of your question is, what is my opinion on DC keep rehashing Batman and shoving Bruce down our throats? I hate it. I hate that we've got more Bat titles than anything. I hate that we're getting another Batman cartoon, and I hate the fact that, I do, as much as the weird thing is, as much as I bitch and complain about these shows, I do give them the benefit of the doubt, and I like Beware the Batman. I really did like Beware the Batman. That was something me and my dad could actually get together and watch, so yeah, good props to them. But again, I'm not excited for Batman Unlimited. That's apparently that's rumored to be the new animated show. Here's the reason why I'm not excited for Batman Unlimited. Because it's going to be on Cartoon Network, and Cartoon Network is notorious for canceling animated action shows these days. So, on that ground, and don't say, oh, it could go to Toonami. It's not going to Toonami. You know it's going to Cartoon Network, their DC block, because they're more interested in comedy. So I'm not interested in it because because in Batman, just because it's another Batman cartoon isn't the main reason. It is a reason, but it's not the main one. The main one is that it's probably going to get canceled after season 1 or 2, and yeah, it's more so. But yes, I am kind of sick of Batman and kind of want another cartoon. I kind of was hoping for a new Superman cartoon after, Superman and Batman, the Superman and Batman movie, and, the new Man of Steel movie. Why aren't we getting another Superman cartoon? That's what I want. Anyway, your third question is, with DC focusing more on the New 52 bullshit, which pisses me off, his words, not mine, will we ever get to see, hopefully, the Bat Family, aka the real Bat Family, like Oracle, come back to the DC Universe? And Dick Grayson as Nightwing. Okay, basically, you're asking, will we see the New 52 Bat Family come back together and be the real Bat Family? Sadly, I don't think so. At this rate, I don't think so. The whole thing that they stopped making her Oracle and Barbara can walk again, and, Dick Grayson being a secret agent, meh. I don't care. The short answer of the long question is no. That's generally it. Is that this is it? I don't think it's going to change for a while. So thanks for those questions, Trevor. Next questions come from Jake Bat. Jake Bat. Okay, Jake Bat. Your first question is, if Batman were to die of non-natural causes, how would you like him to die? I've always imagined Batman kind of going out in the way of the Dark Knight Rises. In that, I mean Batman dying of sacrificing himself for Gotham, or dying in a fight, like maybe one last fight with the Joker, or stopping a major disaster from destroying Gotham, because that's who Batman is. I don't even think Batman wants to grow old and die. He doesn't want that. He kind of wants to die. I don't think he envisions himself dying like that. He's willing to put himself on the line to save the universe. I mean, that's what he did in Final Crisis when he killed Darkseid in that story. He was willing to die there. So yeah, I kind of envision him not dying of natural causes. Anyway, so your next question is, what do you think of the upcoming Batman titles Gotham Academy and Arkham Manor? I know if you guys don't know what those two new Bat titles are, the first one, Gotham Academy, is really like it's supposed to be like Avengers Academy, but with Batman characters in it, I guess. And Arkham Manor is the Wayne Manor being turned into the new Arkham Asylum. Okay, here's what I think. I don't care, because I'm not reading those. They sound interesting, don't get me wrong, they sound interesting, but I'm not going to read them. Because, again, I'm not really reading a lot of New 52 stuff. If you're interested in reading them, that's totally fine. And they do, admittedly, they do sound like interesting titles. I'm just, there's so much bad in the New 52, I don't really care. And the fact that they're making more Batman titles doesn't really help that whole thing. I know Batman sells, but I wouldn't mind other titles, DC? Come on. Anyway, so I'm not really interested. If you're interested, Jake Bat, or anyone else out there, totally fine. No ill will against you. Me personally, I don't care. Arkham Manor sounds like apparently it's a series of murders going to occur inside the new Arkham Asylum. That sounds like a lot like the anime Another. I don't want to go into further details because I got a shit ton of questions. Sorry. And your third and final question is: other than Gotham, what comic book city would Batman be in this that's crime-ridden like all fucking hell? His words, not mine. Examples: Basin City, Hub City, etc. I could see Batman in Roanapur, the anime home of Black Lagoon. Depending on how long he'll live, that's another question. That's another story completely. And I might go further detail into it in the later question. So yeah. But anyway, thank you for those questions, Jake Bat. And moving on. Okay, so our next questions come from Malingar, who asks. First question is, what do you think it would be like if Batman met Vash the Stampede, and who do you think would win in the fight? That's a tough one because Vash is unpredictable and has that gun of his. Batman has just because he says he's prepared for everything doesn't necessarily mean he is. So I'm going to call that one a draw. I can't think of how that fight would go. Your next question is, what do you think it would be like if Batman met Freakazoid, and who do you think would win in a fight? Again, I don't know. It's a draw. And finally, what do you think would be like if Batman met Smaug, and who do you think would win if they got into a fight? Smaug, it's a frickin' dragon. Batman can't beat a dragon. It's pure scientific fact. Batman can't beat a fire-breathing dragon. I think. Whatever. So, and sorry for they're all crossover questions. I have to run to work in a couple minutes, and I don't have a lot of time to think of more elaborate questions. Totally fine, Malingar. Thank you for the questions, regardless. Okay, your next question is this next set of questions come from Wolfman the Impaler. First question is, how would Jim Gordon react if he found out Batman's secret identity? Well, I think. Batman has tried to reveal his secret identity to Gordon, but the thing is that he doesn't want to know who Batman's identity, because Batman needs to be a symbol to the city. It's kind of like Detective Lance's talk about the Arrow. He never wanted to know the Arrow's secret identity, even though he could have, but then it would be like he needs to be a symbol of the city, you know? Then if I couldn't call upon him if I knew his identity, because that means he would have a home, he'd have a family, someone to come home to, and and if he dies, it would be on Lance's head. So that's kind of the same thing with Gordon in Batman. He doesn't want to know Batman's secret identity, and even Batman has tried revealing his identity to Gordon, and Gordon turned away. He said he didn't want to know. He never wanted to know who the man... and he never cared who Batman was. But if he did know, I think it would put some interesting... it would make a very interesting storyline of Gordon finally knowing that Batman is Bruce Wayne. I think that would be something... wow. I think that would be a very interesting story. Your next one is... your second question is, if you were to lock Batman in a room with Frank Miller for 10 minutes after giving him information of everything that Frank Miller's written, including Holy Terror, which was supposed to be originally him, what happens? Batman would give him a stern lecture, then punch him. That's how I see it. So, and your third question is, what would happen if Batman was in a post-apocalyptic setting? You know, I've seen a few Elseworld stories. I never read them. Actually, no, there was one post-apocalyptic Batman Elseworld story that I read called I, Joker. It was really confusing, but at the same time, it's fun at the same time. But it's also really confusing. There's a few others, but I would put Batman in, like, a nuclear disaster or, like, in the midst of, like, an X-Men Days of Futures Past story, but with Manhunters, which I'm planning on doing soon in DC Prime, which I'll talk about later. Anyway... so yeah, I think it would be really cool. I think that would make a really good Elseworld story, and I think they're doing that with Future's End mostly. So anyway, think of those questions, Wolfman the Impaler. Next questions come from King Nazaru, who asks, "What do you think? Do you think Batman will hate rock and roll in the New 52 like he did in the pre-52?" I don't think Batman would think it's nothing but I don't think he would be nothing but noise in the rage of the beast. I don't think Batman would even care in the New 52. But God, that story is horrible. Anyway, so thank you for that question. Long story short, I don't think he would care. Anyway, next question is, what do you think Batman's opinion would be on Huey Freeman from Boondocks and vice versa? I think Batman would look at Huey and be like, and again, I don't watch a lot of Boondocks. What I have seen is really good. But I think Batman would look at Huey and be like, huh, the kid's talented. I don't think he would be like, Huey Freeman, you're going to be my Robin. I don't think he would go that far, because I think, he would be talented, but I don't think you would make him a Robin or anything. I think you would just say, you're impressive, but not good enough. And Huey would think Batman is like a really cool hero, you know? I think it would be like, that is one self-righteous cracker. Yeah, that is one righteous white man. Again, I'm not really trying to make a racial statement. That would probably be the dialogue if this was a Batman Boondocks crossover. And I've seen enough shows to be like, that would probably be what Huey would say. Riley, on the other hand, would be like, yo, that Batman gay. So again, I'm not trying to sound racist here. That would probably be the actual honest-to-God dialogue in a Batman Boondocks crossover, which I kind of want to see now. Now that I think of it, I kind of want to see that now. Someone write that. Anyway, thank you for those questions. Oh, wait, you've got one more, King Nazaru. And your final question is, if Batman met Frank Miller, what do you think he would say to him? I think you would just tell him one word, and I kind of answer this, but it was more. But I'm gonna give this a little leeway because this is just Batman talking to Miller, not locked in a room for 10 minutes with Batman. I think he would just say, "Stop," and then punch him. There you go. So thank you for those questions, King Nazaru. Next questions come from Andre Partridge, who asks. First question is, which Batman villain you think you can relate to the most if you were given the chance to talk to one in Arkham Asylum? Interesting question here. If I was to, I think I would. I'd really like to talk to Killer Croc, because sometimes, you know, feeling like the outsider and all that, or Penguin. Well, then again, he's more in Blackgate, but I don't know. Definitely Croc or Batman. Excuse me, Penguin. And I am drinking some soda, you know, to keep my voice from going out. Anyway, so anyway, what was I going with this? Anyway, yeah, your second question is which one out of all the Robins in the Batman universe do you think is the most successful and most accomplished superhero? As much as I am a Tim Drake fan, I'm gonna go with Dick Grayson. That guy moved out of Batman's shadow, out of Batman's shadow and became a major character in the DC universe. And he's kind of grown up. He did take over time as Batman, but that just kind of showed the logical point of where he would go in his life as Batman. So, yeah, I would have to say Dick Grayson. Third question is, seeing as how Ace the Bat Hound is rarely used nowadays, how would you write a Ace the Bat Hound solo series? I think I would make it in the vein of the Crypto the Superdog cartoon. But a little more like... Actually, I think I would make it a combination of that and the 60s Batman cartoon, and make a Justice League out of all the pets of the superheroes. Like, have Crypto on the team, Streaky, who else would I have on that? Who else would I have on this team? Aquaman's pet Seahorse. I think Wonder Woman had a pet now that I think about it. Anyway, that's what I would do, basically. So thank you for those questions, Andre. And moving on to Nick Lenz. For your first question is, are you reading any current Batman titles? Quick answer, no. Second, what is your favorite Batman ongoing series and limited series? My favorite ongoing series that I'm trying to collect in trades or wherever I can find them is the Batman Legends of the Dark Knight stories. I really love those. Those are some really damn good stories. They're Batman in his early days, and you've got I've got Batman Gothic, Batman Venom, and Shaman. Those are the three I have. I'm looking to collect more. I really want to get Prey. I know it's been reprinted in trade, and I really want to get it. But yeah, those are a few. Those are a few of. That's actually the one ongoing series I kind of want to collect. I know it's no longer in printing. I mean, not printing. It's no longer ongoing, but it counts as. I guess it could count as an ongoing series. Limited series, I don't know, because there's been a few ones that I liked and a few ones I didn't like. There was a really good Man-Bat story. Does that count? It's in the Batman universe and it had Batman in it. It literally had Man-Bat fighting Black Mask, Hush, Batman, and Murmur from the Flash Rogues. Yeah. I guess that counts. Also, the Joker Asylum miniseries were really good too. That was your second question. Third question is, if there was one Batman story that hasn't been turned into a Batman cartoon movie yet, which one would you like it to be? I'd really like to see Hush done. I'd really like to see Hush, or... No, Long Halloween. There's the better one. I want to see a Long Halloween one. I know they did a two-parter for Batman Dark Knight Returns, so why not do that for Long Halloween? You could probably get the whole Long Halloween story in a two-part movie, or make it into one big collection. That is a possibility. Anyway. So thank you for that question, Nick Lenz. Next question comes from The Batman Dark Knight, who asks, what is your favorite Batman episode of Batman the Animated Series? Oh, I knew this question was going to come up. Oh, there's so many. I think one episode I really like is Baby Doll. Baby Doll's a really good episode. That ending just makes you choke up every time. Another good one is Pre-Cancer to Dream. Laughing Fish is a good episode. The two-part Clayface story is really good. The trial of Batman, the episode where Batman's on trial is really good. Almost Got Him. Man, there are just so many. I can't pick an episode, and I don't even think I could do a top 10 because there's some really good episodes. And not just in Batman, but also like the Batman and Robin stories and the New Adventures of Batman. Even though the redesigns are crap, there are some legitimately good stories in those too. So, and your second question is, there's a Superboy Prime. Do you think there's a Batman Prime in twisted as Superboy Prime? So, yeah, there is a Superboy Prime. What would Batman Prime be like? Probably crazy. No, I think he would be. He would be crazy. Like he would be like the ultimate Big Brother. That's what I kind of imagine. But didn't they say in the Superboy Prime's universe he was the only real superhero? I think. I don't know. that could be wrong. And then again, he may show up in the new 52 and be awesome or something. I don't know. So, and your third question is, would you like to see a Thomas Wayne Jr. Owlman make his own Owl family, and would you like to see Jason Todd join him? I don't think Jason would join Owlman, because he would know because Owlman's a straight-up criminal. He's a straight-up villain, and Jason's kind of like the Punisher of the DC universe, in a sense, so I don't think he would go for it. I don't think he would go for it at all. And I think if he did, he would make Talon from the Earth. Depending on which Thomas Wayne you're talking about, are we talking about the one from the Court of Owls, or are we talking about the one from the Crime Syndicate of America? If that's the case, we already have Talon. Then I don't know, Owl Girl, Nightclaw. I guess that could be what one that would be called, or Dayclaw, or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think it would be cool to see, like, if they ever bring back if Owlman ever comes back in the stories, let him have an make an owl family or to something. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for those questions. The Batman, Dark Knight. Next questions come from the Spawn 117, and he asks, "Do you think the Azrael Batman should return?" I really like the Azbat armor. That's a really. I should have mentioned that earlier. Is that Azbat armor is really, really cool, but I don't know, like, it is a possibility. Maybe Batman can wear it, or he gets it from Azrael. I don't know if Azrael will ever be part of the stories, but it's a possibility. Again, I would like to see it return. I don't know how, but I'd like to see it return. And your second question is, what do you think of a Darkman Batman crossover? I would love that. I love Darkman, and I absolutely love the Army of Darkness Darkman crossover that was done by, it was George Perez who did that. And I freaking love this crossover. I would love to write this. I don't know how. Like, maybe have Durant come to Gotham and try to make a hold on the city and go to war with one of the crime lords, like maybe Black Mask, and Darkman and Batman are put at odds. I would really like to see Batman and Darkman crossover, basically. I don't know how I would do it, but yeah, I'd love to see it. And your third question is, what do you think of do you think Batman is a lot more better in armor than just spandex? And no, I'm not talking about him trying to be an Iron Man ripoff. I'm just saying okay, like basically Batman in like body armor. I think it works best, and I think it worked the best in how they designed his costume in the Arkham games, where it looked like it was fabric, but you could tell like there was some armor padding in there to help him from body shots and stuff like that, from gunshots and stuff like that. So I think again, it goes back to the Arkham games, where I think they did a really cool design of making both armor and spandex combined. It was a really good equalization. But yeah, I'm not too Spawn, I agree with you. Not too crazy on the whole armor thing either. But yeah, thank you for those questions, Spawn 117. And next question comes from the next set of questions comes from Earthbound Again. I feel like that's the name of a band. It just sounds like a good band name, Earthbound Again. When do you think the next set of when they do a next set of movies, who would you pick to play the Riddler? That's an interesting one. Like, not just like, hey, if they do another set of movies with Ben Affleck, here's one villain I want to see. No, I'm not trying to make fun of you, Earthbound. I'm just saying, like, that one, like, Riddler, okay. My pick is, I know a lot of people say Johnny Depp, but I would say David Tennant. I think Tennant would Matt Smith Matt Smith would make a really cool Riddler. He can play the really, like, I'm smarter than you kind of role and play darker. Like, he can play he can play almost borderline villain. I mean, go look at Nightmare in Silver in Doctor Who and tell me he would not make a good, like, Lex Luthor or Riddler or something. Again, I'm convinced he's playing the voice of Skynet, or the embodiment of Skynet, in the new Terminator trilogy. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think Matt Smith would be, and not just saying that as a Doctor Who fan, I think he would make a really good Riddler. So yeah, Matt Smith for the Riddler. Thank you for that question, Earthbound. Second question is, I think a few of Batman's rogues, like the Penguin, could use an update. Can you give an updated version, say 2 classic Batman rogues? I don't know if any villain needs an update. Well, I'll give you ones that actually do. That could C-list villains that could actually use an update. I think villains that could use an update are the Werewolf. For those who don't know that one, you guys will probably know him from the animated series where he was a guy who was taking these weird steroids that made him into a wolf-like monster. I think that would make it cool, because he nearly killed Batman once, and he was in the comics before, so I think that would be cool. I think it'd be cool to update him because it's Batman fighting something borderline supernatural. And another Batman villain I think I would update, again, not really a major villain, but I think I would update him more so, is, I think I would update maybe the Calendar Man. Yeah, definitely Calendar Man. Make him more like someone Batman has to constantly watch. Someone who's like a Jigsaw type character. Make him a lot like Jigsaw, I think. I'd go more into detail, but again, I got so many questions. So thank you for those questions, Earthbound, again. Very good questions. 146 Zigzag asks, how would you write a story about Batman first kill in DC's mainstream continuity? If I were to write a story of Batman killing someone in Batman's continuity, I think it would be something that would really change him, really rock his world. Like something he meant, like if he killed the Joker or something. Kind of like how he almost indirectly did in Arkham City. I know he didn't want to kill him, but he kind of indirectly did. He feels like he did. Sorry, soda break. So I think it would be something that would change him and really make him like a lot of the members of the Bat family would really be like, okay, what the hell is your problem? And really try to comfort Bruce. Even Superman and members of the Justice League would be like that. But of course, Bruce in his classic fashion would be like, no, I killed somebody. I'm Batman. Oh boy. I'd go again. It would be a tough story to follow, and I think Ivan Krolo's doing something with that in his Batman stories in the DC Prime site. Again, I don't know for sure, but he has kind of insinuated that to me sometimes. So thank you for that question, Zigzag. Your second question is, if you had to write a villain central Batman story like Long Halloween without Two-Face, Joker, Mr. Freeze, Bane, Penguin, Poison Ivy, or Catwoman, what villains would you use, and who would be the main villain? I think I would use Hush. No, Hush or Hugo Strange, or someone lesser, like maybe maybe Wrath, and use villains like Man-Bat, Mad Hatter, some lesser-known villains. A lot of lesser-known villains, like a bunch of like Killer Moth and stuff like that, or even the Condiment King in one story. I don't know. So yeah, thank you for that question, 146 Zigzag. So yeah, thank you for that. And moving on to Serpent Talata, who asks, first question is, tell me who you would want to be director of a new Batman movie. David Fincher. I recently watched Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and a few of his other films, and I'm like, dude, I really want David Fincher to direct a Batman movie. I think it'd be great. It'd be cool to see Ben Affleck direct Batman movies. I don't know if he had time for them. Again, we don't even know if he'll have time. He's such a big actor. We don't even know if he'll have time to direct be in another Batman movie, or they'll just recast him. He's such a big name actor. We don't know if he signed a contract beyond this. At least I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, David Fincher's my pick for a Batman movie. And your second question is, if you could create a Bat family member, who would it be? I don't know. The Bat family's so perfect as it is. I don't know if I could add on to it. I really don't know. So yeah, I really just don't know, Serpent. I really don't know who else I could put on there, because again, the Bat family's so it's really perfect as it is. And your third question is, if you can create an enemy or rogue for Batman family, who would it be? I think it would be someone like Bane, someone like a Bane-like villain, someone who can easily match Batman physically and mentally, someone who has that good combination that can easily take apart but be more of an enemy to Bruce Wayne than Batman. He wouldn't even I would make a villain that could easily be like Bruce Wayne's business rival, and then when he's fighting Batman, he can take Batman to the limit. Someone like that. but make him more of like he hates Bruce. He's more of a enemy to Bruce Wayne than he is Batman, and not even realize that they're one and the same. Something like along those lines, I think. So think of those questions, Serpentalata. Next questions come from the Omnitron12345, who asks, if Tim Drake were to take on a different superhero mantle unrelated to the Bat family, like Blue Beetle, The Question, etc., who would you see him as? I could easily see him being like Tim Drake being the young ward of like Blue Beetle, like Ted Kord. Like he would want to be like Ted. Like Ted Kord would be really cool. Like that would make a good Elseworld story of Tim Drake becoming, instead of Jaime Reyes, becoming the next Blue Beetle after Ted Kord dies. That would be cool. Question's too paranoid, sadly. I could see him working for Green. I could even see him being part of Oliver's Arrow family. Because here's the thing: the Arrow family is twice as bigger. It's twice the size of the Bat family. You think Bruce has a lot of members of his Bat family? Look at Oliver's. Oliver's got Speedy, Mia, and I'm not talking from the TV show. I'm talking about Mia Dearden from the Kevin Smith comics. I'm talking. We've also got. Who else? We've got Cheshire, who's married to Roy. We've got Black Canary. We've got Wildcat. We've got so many other characters like Connor Hawke, and man, it is just so huge. Yeah, so I think so why not Tim Drake? So yeah, thank you for that question, Omnitron. And your next question is, do you think the Creeper is an underused part of the extended Batman cast? Oh yeah, I think he's totally underused. Absolutely. I know he was used a lot in The Outsiders, but he was kind of like treated like the bastard child of the group. So yeah, long story short, I do absolutely think that he's an underused character in the Batman family. Your next, so thank you for those questions, Omnitron. Next questions come from ActionFan19, who asks, how dangerous would it be if Batman's villains created their own Sinister Six team? Here's the thing about Bruce's rogues. They don't like each other. They hate one another. And, like, with Ock's team, yeah, they have their own discrepancies here and there, but they get their job done because Ock keeps them together. All the villains are so obsessed with killing Batman, they all want to be the one to do it. So they couldn't get their act together. If they could, and they even have, they've tried to get their act together to all team up against Batman. Thing is that they all kind of hate each other more. Sinister Six have their own problems with one another, but Ock keeps them focused, and they all kind of like, yeah, as long as Spider-Man's dead, that's totally fine. Yeah, I don't care who kills him. As long as Spider-Man's dead, we're cool. It's not the same way with Batman's rogues. So yeah, thank you for that question, ActionFan19. Your second one is, what is your favorite episode of Batman Brave and the Bold, if you ever watched it? I love Batman Brave and the Bold. There are so many good episodes of that. Chill of the Night, which was Paul Dini's episode that had Kevin Conroy as the Spectre. No, as the Phantom Stranger. Mark Hamill was the Spectre. The episode written by the episode with the Doom Patrol was really good. The episode with Tornado Tyrant is really awesome. Man, there are some really good episodes. Even really fun episodes, like when Aquaman is going on the family road trip. That episode is amazing. The episode with the Metal Men. Oh, there's so many. The Superman-Batman episode. The episode with the Trinity. There's so many good episodes with Batman Brave and the Bold. It still pisses me off that got canceled. At least I can watch it on Netflix until someone takes it off. Fucking assholes. Fucking Netflix Nazis. Anyway, so yeah, to answer your question, there's a lot of episodes. And your final question is, would you agree Batman is starting to feel criminally overused? ActionFan19, I don't mean this as an insult, but that's understatement of the goddamn year. It is, oh man, it's getting ridiculous. A lot of people have been saying this in the Q&A, and I totally agree. It's Batman, 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 Batman. Even in the Superman Batman movie, Batman gets top billing. I mean, yeah, I know Ben Affleck is the top character. He's playing Batman, and I think he's going to do fantastic as Batman. I think, yeah. Ben Affleck would make a great Batman, but it's supposed to be a Superman sequel, right? And now it's suddenly become a Justice League prologue. What? Anyway, so yeah, I agree with you. It is, and a lot of other people have been saying this on here. Batman is very criminally overused. Anyway, oh boy. So next question comes from James Fan 1991, who asks, "What do you think of a Batman Iron Man crossover?" I think it would be really cool. Okay, you've got more to that. Something like if the Joker and Mandarin joined forces and Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark had to work together to stop him. That'd be cool. Again, the thing with these crossover questions that I have to sit on them to think of good stories. That's kind of the thing, is that I kind of want to sit on them for a bit. I can't really think of anything right off the bat, so sorry about that. But I think it would be cool. I don't know how you do it. I think I would do something more. I would have the Mandarin in there, or someone. I don't know if I'd have Joker in there, per se. But anyway, thanks for that question. Alright, so moving right along to Dylan Malone 14, who asks, what kind of Batman would you want to see in alternate universes? I'd really like to see a Batman like Pirate Batman. That would be really cool. I was reading the Return of Bruce Wayne story, and I'm like, that would be really fun. I'd really like to see High Seas Batman. That'd be fun. Or Batman in the Reign of... like a version of Batman in the Reign of Terror. I think that would be really cool, of having an era where, the corruption was really a thing, and, the French Revolution was going on, and... yeah, I think it would be really cool, like, stuff during the reign of... the Reign of Terror, the French Revolution, it's also called. That would be a really cool place to put Bruce Wayne, because then it would be a place where not even Bruce Wayne is safe. Because the aristocrats were all being taken down. I don't know what would be the French word for Bruce, or for a Bruce Wayne character, but yeah, Batman during the French Revolution. That'd be a cool universe. What do you think will happen if Batman? What do you think would happen if Batman was in the Marvel universe? Be really cool. I mean, would it the thing is that would he stumble into the Marvel universe? Would he, is he always been part of the Marvel universe? It's stuff like that you got to really sit and think on. But seeing him play off of Tony Stark would be really cool, or seeing him trade notes with Mr. Fantastic, and I think it would even be part of the Bendis's Illuminati story. The Marvel Illuminati. He would definitely be on that team if he was in the Marvel universe. So yeah, there's so many ways you could answer that question, and yeah, it's just, man, that would be really tough, but so cool at the same time. And your third question is, if Batman was the new leader of the League of Assassins and can run it on his own, how will he do it? How would he do it? Well, he kind of ran it for a short time in Batman Son of the Demon, where he did marry Talia, and he did kind of it's a cool Dennis O'Neil story, and it was the story, it was the prologue to Morrison's Batman and Son. And he did kind of run it, and he was trying to teach the assassins not to kill, but if he did become the leader of the League of Assassins, they wouldn't be called assassins anymore. They would be like the new Batman Incorporated. There's a good alternate universe story right there. There's another one right there. Becoming the League of Batman. That'd be cool. So thank you for that question, Dylan Malone. Next question comes from Green Arrow Hunter. First question is, which is your favorite Batman fan films? Ooh, there's a lot. Everything from Bat in the Sun is awesome. They do really good Batman fan films. And the other one where Batman fought aliens and Predator. That was one of the first Batman fan films. Actually, no, that was the first Batman fan film I ever saw. And that one rocked my world. Whoa, Batman's fighting a Predator on a live action. This is holy shit. So yeah. But yeah, definitely the Bat in the Sun stuff. So yeah, thank you for that question, Green Arrow Hunter. Next question is your next question is, should Bruce Wayne study medicine and become a doctor like his father? He kind of is. I mean, he did study medical stuff during his training as Batman. I mean, yeah, he didn't become a doctor like his father. He's Batman, but still, he does know some medical stuff. But most of the stuff that medical training goes to Alfred. But yeah, I don't know if he did. Like, yeah, it's not part of Bruce's life. That's the sad part. And your final question is, what's your favorite moment in all of the live-action movies? Well, there's a few, actually. I really like the ending scene in Batman in Dark Knight Rises. That's a really good one where, where Gordon is telling Batman as he's about to fly away, a hero can be anybody, even a guy who put his jacket on, a little boy, just to make, to tell him that the world hadn't ended. I think that's a really good scene of, him finally figuring out, oh, he's Bruce Wayne. Another one is when Alfred is talking to Bruce in Dark Knight Rises, and he's like, I'll do this one last thing for you, then I'm done. I'm out. I can't you only see one end to your cause, and that's death, and I can't be a part of that. I can't bury another Wayne. I can't afford it. And I love that scene at the end of the movie where he's like, Alfred is sobbing his eyes out, he's crying to the grave of Martha and Thomas and Martha Wayne, and he's telling them, "I'm sorry, I failed you." And here's another one from a graveyard scene. This is from Mask of the Phantasm, where Bruce is talking to his parents' grave, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I can't avenge you. I didn't expect to be happy." It's stuff like that, little things. Never like major. There are some really cool major moments, but the little things that makes me appreciate Batman. So yeah, thank you for those questions, Green Arrow Hunter. Next, moving to MB Free, who asks, first question is, do you think Bruce and Selina should be married in the main canon? I think they would. I really think they should be married, because let's face it, out of all the women that Batman has, Bruce Wayne has been with, Selina's the real only choice. Selina's the only one person that can make Batman feel sane. She's the only one out of all of Batman's love interests in the past. She's the one that you can really see Bruce having a happy life with. Because here's the thing, Bruce and Selina would not want to be tied down. They wouldn't want to we're retired now and married and married life, it's so cool. No, I think it would just be Batman and Catwoman patrolling Gotham, beating the shit out of everybody, and they wouldn't have it any other way. And then, go home and have crazy super sex. That would be the call. Don't try to beat around the bush. We know that would be their life in a nutshell. Go home, get married, fight bad guys, go home, have crazy sex. That would be their, superhero life. But yeah, but again, I've always loved the relationship between Batman and Catwoman, even more so than him and Talia. Because here's the thing, like I said, Selina's the only real person in all of Batman's love interests that you could really see him having a normal life with, because she doesn't want Bruce Wayne to settle down and stuff, or become this great assassin king or whatever. She just likes Batman for being Batman, and she cares about Bruce as well. She cares about Batman and Bruce Wayne. And Bruce has even said in the story Heart of Hush, he will always love Selina, no matter what. So yeah, I think even if they did get married, I don't think that would slow them down anytime soon. So, and your next question is, what is your favorite Batman crossover? Mine is Batman Daredevil. That's a really good one. I really like Batman Daredevil, but my favorite Batman crossover, hands down, period, is Batman vs. Predator by Dave Gibson and artwork by Andy Kubert. That story is awesome. If you have not read Batman vs. Predator, dear Lord, what have you done with your life? Find it in trade. Find the single issues. Good frickin' God, Batman vs. Predator is amazing. It's a 3-issue story, and the artwork is fantastic, and it gives you what you want. Batman fighting a Predator. Those two, Batman and the Predator beating the shit out of each other in issue 3. Their fight goes from the top of Gotham Central to the streets of Gotham to the Batcave, and it ends with Batman beating the shit out of this Predator with a baseball bat with the Batman logo on it. Fuck yeah. So yeah, Batman vs. Predator, hands down my favorite Batman crossover. Excuse me. And your third question is, what else would you have liked to see be done with Batman Beyond? I'd like to have seen, I would like to have seen. I'd like to see other members of the Batman family and where they are now. I'd like to see more of that. I mean, yeah, we know Dick Grayson became Hush in the Hush Beyond story, but I would have liked to have seen, like where their kids would have been. Like, did Dick Grayson settle down with Barbara or Starfire? And it would be cool to, like, see an actual version of Nightstar from the Kingdom Come series become part of this Terry's new Batman family. Maybe even get his own Robin. That'd be cool, I guess. So yeah, I think that would be really cool. That's just some of the things I'd like to see. So thank those questions, MB Free. Next question is, the next set of questions come from Mr. Goodplot, who asks, if you casted the whole Milky crew, the Milky Juice crew people, as Batman sidekicks, because Captain Logan was Batman, who would be who? Nightwing, Kirk is Nightwing. Jason Todd, Coolio is Jason Todd. Dan as Dan would be. I'm gonna be Tim Drake. I'm just saying. I'm Tim Drake. Dan can be Damian Wayne. Duke can be Ace the Bat Hound, and I'm not meaning this as an insult. I think we've actually had these conversations before, and I think Duke said, "I want to be Ace because Ace is awesome." Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's the pseudo Bat family. Your next question is, if you casted the whole Milky... Okay, basically you're asking the same question, but as Batman villains. Okay, Kirk, Scarecrow. Mr. Freeze is Coolio. Dan as the Riddler. Duke as... Duke is Killer Croc. And me as the Mad Hatter. Ta-da! There you go. Your third and final question is... do you think Harold Allnut should be back? I don't mean this as an insult, Mr. Goodplot. I don't know who that is. If the name sounds familiar, don't get me wrong. I just don't. The name doesn't sound familiar to me right off the bat. I'm sorry. I can't answer that question because I don't know who Harold Allnut is. I'm sorry. I really don't know. That sounds like a familiar that name sounds familiar, but I just can't remember it. If anyone else knows, please let me know in the comments below because I have no idea who that is. I really don't. Sorry. So, but thank you for those other two questions, Mr. Goodplot. And again, I deeply apologize for not knowing that being able to answer that third question. But anyway, moving on to Travis Rendon, who asks. First question is, do you consider Jason Todd as a true member of the Bat family? I kind of imagine him as like the black sheep of the Bat family, or the bastard child of the Bat family. Even when he was a Robin, he was a dick. But see what I did there? But yeah, I do see him as a Batman family member because he does care about Bruce. You know, he does care about what Bruce thinks. He does care about what the other people do. I mean, yeah, he went nuts in Battle for the Cowl, but on the other hand, he does kind of agree with what Bruce, he does care about Bruce because that was kind of like his father in some way. And he does, kind of watch over Tim at some points. I mean, yeah, he beat the shit out of him in Battle of the Cowl, but in other, later after that, he was kind of like, yeah, I'm sorry I did that to you, Tim. Here, let me back you up. So he does kind of, he's like the black sheep of the family. So yeah, but I do consider him part of the Batman family. But he's kind of like that family member that was like, oh great, this douchebag. He's coming to Thanksgiving dinner. Oh boy. So thank you for that question. And second question is, can you see Killer Croc as a good guy, like maybe part of Red Hood and the Outlaws? I see him more of like as a member of Suicide Squad. Definitely a member of Suicide Squad. I don't think he could change, really, because you can't really go back from eating people. Even the shark said that. You can't really go back from eating people. But I think he would be more of a member on, Secret Six or Suicide Squad. Something like that line. But anyway, thank you for those questions, Travis. Next question comes from More Crossovers, who asks, if you could write a Batman crossover, who would it be, and who would you write? Who would it be with, and who would you write? I would write a Batman Black Lagoon crossover. There's a really good fan fiction one out on fanfiction.net called Gotham Gate Cache, which is really good. Really recommend that fan fiction. But I would really bring that to life. Of the Lagoon Company in Gotham, in Gotham, and Hotel Moscow raging a war with Black Mask and Rupert Thorne and Maroni, and trying to get a hold in Gotham. That would be something I would really like to do, of Batman Black Lagoon. Definitely that. So yeah. Your next question is, what do you think of Zazubar's Batman Godzilla crossover idea? I really like it. I really like that it's not really like Batman be going like super mega mode and growing like 30 feet tall and fighting him, or making some kind of Batman Gundam to fight Godzilla. It's more like something like the lines of No Man's Land, of just Gotham in ruins after a Godzilla attack, and Batman trying to pick up the pieces while trying to deal with this major disaster. Something along those lines. I really like that idea that Bill had. So yeah, I really like that story. And your final question is, who is the most underrated Batman villain? I have got to say, Condiment King. Because it's Condiment King. Anyway, thank you for those questions. More crossovers. Next comes Zach the Thunder King, who asks, what is your favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series? I already answered that question. Sorry, but yeah, I've already answered that question, Zach. Sorry. I do apologize for that, but someone already beat you to that question earlier. But the other two questions I can answer. Which non-DC character do you think could beat Batman? Well, I'm not going to go with Marvel characters, because that would be too easy. I'm going to go with some characters out that I could see outside of the comic book genre that I could see beat Batman. Chase Young from Shaolin Showdown. I could see Akuma from Street Fighter beating him. Ogre from Tekken. Well, actually, no, Azazel from Tekken could beat him. Well, no, I don't think Azazel could, but definitely Akuma. Especially Oni, when he becomes Shin Akuma. Oh god, Batman wouldn't stand a chance. Who else? Roberta from Black Lagoon. She would tear him apart, I'm sorry. I mean, Batman would put up a good fight, but I think in the end, she would kick the shit out of him. So, those are a few. Thunder King, those are a few. There's a whole list I got, but yeah. And your third question is, favorite member of the Bat family? Hands down, Tim Drake. Absolutely love the character of Tim Drake. I love the other Robins, but Tim Drake's my Robin. Because I grew up with him, he's so relatable, he's such a cool Robin, and yeah, I love the stories they have with him. So yeah, Robin. Thanks for those questions, Zach the Thunder King. Moving on to Nightwing TGK, who asks, who is your least favorite Batman character? I don't know if I have one. I really don't think I have a least favorite Batman character. Not at all. I really like all the members of the Batman family. It kind of varies, though. It does vary. I don't know if I can answer that one, because, again, I don't really think I have a not favorite Batman member. So, yeah. I really don't have one. Sorry, Nightwing. But your next question is, which Batman villain would you like to beat up? Maybe take a baseball bat to Killer Moth and see what comes out. Preferably blood and guts. I don't know why I'm kicking the crap out of... No, the Cavalier. The Cavalier's a jerk. He's a D-list villain. Who cares? So yeah, the Cavalier I'd beat the crap out of. And, oh, I already answered this question. What is your favorite Batman fan film? Sorry, Nightwing, I already answered that question earlier. And again, like I said earlier, the Batman vs. Alien and Predator movie, I know it has another name. I just can't think of it right now. And the Bat in the Sun movies, to name a few. So yeah, again, sorry, but someone already beat you to that question. Your next question is Jerkwater 100. Oh, sorry. the next person, excuse me, the next person on the list is Jerkwater100, who asks, "What do you think? What do you think of the goddamn Batman meme? It's old and I'm tired of it." That's really all I can say. Really, I'm just tired of those bat memes because they're everywhere, and I'm tired of them. So sorry about that. But I mean, yeah, there were some funny ones right there earlier, but now it's just kind of gotten old. Sorry, Jerkwater. And your next one, I really like this one. Who is your favorite voice actor of Batman besides Kevin Conroy? Ooh, good one. Good one. I really like Bruce Greenwood from Batman Under the Red Hood. He did such a good job as Batman. He really made it his own in those stories. He really did. And I really like how he performed himself in those stories. And I'm really glad he came back for Young Justice to play Batman. And I really want to see him do more stuff. I really want to see Bruce Greenwood do more stuff as Batman. I did also like Peter Weller as Batman in the Dark Knight Returns movie. I really did like that. And I also liked Michael Ironside when he did the Dark Knight Returns Batman in that little story where all the kids are telling all those stories, and one of them was like Dark Knight Returns. I really like I kind of wish they got Michael Ironside over Batman. I mean, yeah, if we're talking about Batman here, sorry, over Peter Weller. But Peter Weller did a good job. But me personally, I think my favorite Batman voice is Bruce Greenwood. Outside of obviously Kevin Conroy is the frickin' man, but my pick is my favorite Batman voice outside of Kevin Conroy, because Kevin Conroy's the man. But my second pick is Bruce Greenwood. Phenomenal job from him. So thank you for those questions, Jerkwater100. So your next question is this next question comes from Predator Warrior 18, who asks, which one of these villains do you think is Batman's most dangerous adversary? Joker, Bane, Ra's al Ghul, or Hugo Strange? They're all dangerous in their own right. I can't really pick. Well, Joker's done a lot of damage. He's obviously Batman's, most dangerous villain for obvious reasons. But, Ra's al Ghul did some damage to him. Bane broke him. Hugo Strange drove him mad. All four of those villains are dangerous. They're all dangerous in their own right, but I think Joker earns that right as most dangerous villain. Even though he's not my favorite Batman villain, he's in the top 5, don't get me wrong. Joker's in the top 5 Batman villains, but yeah, I think all of them in their own right are dangerous, and at one point or another have done something in Bruce's life to damage him. So yeah. Next question comes from from Atomizer, who asks, what do you think of Killer Moth and Firefly? Despite shitting on them throughout this entire Q&A, I really like Killer Moth, especially what my good friend Jake Bat is doing in his DC Prime title called The Forgotten Foes of Batman. He really makes Killer Moth such a cool character in there, really down on his luck kind of character. And I really like what they did with him in the Teen Titans animated show, where it was kind of interesting to see him as a dad. Firefly I always thought was a cool villain, especially in the Batman. I know a lot of people don't like the Batman, but I like what they did with some of the villains. I like what they did with Joker even. Firefly was so cool, where he had this cool supersonic jetpack that could zip around, and he could shoot these beams of pure light that could cut through metal. Oh, it was so freaking cool. So yeah, I really, despite shitting on them throughout this entire Q&A, I do like Killer Moth and Firefly. And your second question is, do you think Batman should die permanently and Dick become Batman in the New 52? Oh, I would love to see, I'd love to see, someone else outside of Bruce get the spotlight. I loved Dick Grayson as Batman during his time as Batman. But here's the thing: I don't think DC would allow it. But I would like to see it, but I don't think we'll ever see that again in DC for a long ass time. So yeah, I don't think that's a possibility. But I would really like to see that, Atomizer. So thank you for those questions. Next question comes from Taj Harrison, who asks, how much money would someone have to pay to take you on for you to take on Batman in a 1-on-1 fight, no holds bar? Enough money to pay for my health insurance. That's how much. That's how much money I would need. Just enough to pay for the medical bills.
Yeah, definitely.
Next question comes from Kieran McCanley. I do deeply apologize for completely butchering that name, Kieran. I'm sorry I can't pronounce that name. I'm really sorry if I just butchered that. I deeply apologize. But your question is, who would be a perfect actor to play Joker in a new live-action movie? I don't know. Joker's such a difficult character. And it's they've always picked actors that you don't really see coming. I mean, did anyone expect Jack Nicholson to play the Joker in the '89 movie? I did. Well, then again, I wasn't born then, but during the time, did anyone else think that? And even, did anyone think Heath Ledger could play Joker in The Dark Knight? That's kind of the big, difficult question right there. So yeah, Joker's a very unpredictable character, so I don't know who you could get for Joker, honestly. I'm really sorry, but I can't answer that because the two people who have played Joker in live-action movies were people that were not on, like, the #1 pick. So I can't. It would definitely be something interesting. I'll give him that. So yeah, that's a big thing. Is just like, yeah, all the actors that have played him are really wild card choices that knock him out of the park, and yeah, it's that's a difficult question. I don't know really. Sorry, I don't really. The jury's out on that one. Sorry, but thank you for that question regardless, and I do apologize for butchering your name once more. And next question comes from Green Flame Dragon 270, who asks, "Have you played Batman: the Rise of Sun Tzu video game?" I have not. I've seen the game before, but I've never played it. I've never really actually played the game. I've heard mixed things about it. Really, I've never really played the game. I've never really actually openly played the game, but it's I've heard mixed things once again. So yeah, thank you for that question, Green Flame Dragon. And yeah, moving on to Burnouter 7. Okay, so Burnouter's questions are, why do you think some people think that Batman can beat anybody? I don't know. I mean, Batman has been kind of like that character that a lot of writers that do that. It's like kind of like in Batman in Dark Knight Returns where he beat Superman. Again, that he had Green Arrow and Carrie Kelly's help, so it's not really Batman on his own. And again, there are some other stories there where Batman looks like he's untouchable, and again, a lot of major Batman fans get that a sense that, you know, Batman can do no wrong and all that. So again, I'd go deeper, but it's really hard to explain. I mean, Batman's still just a man. That's what we got to keep in. But some of these writers don't really notice that and just make him like this incorruptible being. So yeah, that's kind of the thing with that whole spiel. Your second question is, what anime do you want to see Batman cross over with besides Black Lagoon and Death Note? There's this cool anime called Yormagon, which is really awesome. It's about this this arms dealer called Coco, who has this group of assassins and killers as her bodyguards and other members of her group, and they relentlessly kill people, and she's trying to get more power. So I could see it in this Batman Yormagon crossover that it's Coco trying to get trying to make an arms deal with like Penguin or Black Mask or some other major crime lord, and Batman's trying to stop her. So yeah, that would be Batman Yormagon. That's what I would do. That's what I would like to see. And your third question is, what do you think of what do you think Batman would think of the Sentinels and Purifiers that try to kill mutants in the Marvel Universe? I think he would hate them. I mean, it's basically discrimination, and Batman hates all forms of discrimination. But I think he would try to take the Sentinels and use them, because I think he would look at mutants and be like, not all mutants are evil, but there are still some we need to watch out for. So I think Batman would try to use the Sentinels and try to manipulate, try to use them for something else. But I don't think he would use them in a horrible way, like just kill all mutants. But Batman, being paranoid as he is, he would definitely use these, kind of like how he used Brother Eye in some Batman stories in the pre-52. So yeah, definitely that. But definitely he would hate the Purifiers. Most definitely Burnouter. So thank you for that question, Burnouter. Your next question is... Oh, wait. Sorry. Those were your 3 questions. Thank you for those questions, Burnouter. And finally, the next set of questions come from the Batman Nerd, who asks, favorite Batman comic story? I've got a few. Batman Year One I like, even though I don't really have a lot of love for Miller's other stuff, like The Dark Knight Strikes Again and All-Star Batman and Robin. But I do like Batman Year One. I do like it because it's more of a Gordon story, and I do like Jim Gordon. Batman Gothic by Grant Morrison and artwork by Klaus Janson is really good. That's part of the Legend of the Dark Knight stories. The Batman Shaman story and Batman Venom is really good. And of course, you know, the big ones that everyone loves, like Hush and Long Halloween, and Long Halloween's another one. Like, but there are a few. I wanted to bring up Batman stories that no one really brings up, but definitely big name Batman stories are some right there, like Long Halloween and stuff like that. So yeah. Second question is favorite Batman movie. I said this in my top 10 Batman films. Batman Mask of the Phantasm. That is a perfect Batman film in my opinion. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great work of animation and Batman storytelling. But that's just my opinion. I absolutely love Batman Mask of the Phantasm. And your final question is favorite Batman video game. Again, like a lot of people have said, Batman Arkham City. I hate to sound like I'm jumping on a bandwagon. I'm not. Batman Arkham City is legitimately a great Batman game. It is not only a great video game, superhero video game, but also a great Batman story. It's, again, it's kind of like the 90s cartoon, but for adults. And I do like it for that. And it's a Batman story that you can really attach yourself to, because this is Batman on the edge, and he has to deal with all of this in one night. Arkham Asylum's really good, but I think Arkham City took everything it had from Arkham Asylum and brought it to the Arkham City game and, you know, turned it up to 11. So, yeah, absolutely frickin' love it. Again, I hate to sound like everyone says Batman Arkham City, but dear God, that game is amazing. I do like Arkham Asylum. I haven't played Arkham Origins yet. I played a little of it, but I haven't played it all the way through. So so Arkham Origins, what I played for it is okay. But yeah, and I can't wait for Arkham Knight. So yeah, that is all the questions, guys. But again, if I did not answer your question, it's not that I skipped over it. It's that YouTube was being a dick on my page. That means it didn't come up, or they marked it as spam. So that's YouTube's fault, not mine. And again, I deeply apologize for that, and I also really deeply apologize if I have completely butchered someone's names on here. Again, which I probably have done. I've probably butchered a few names on here, and yeah, I do deeply apologize for that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the questions, and I still feel bad for the whole Batman Boondocks crossover thing I said about Huey and Riley of all that, but it was mostly in character. I feel like that would be something as the characters would say, because they've said a lot worse. If you've watched Boondocks, they've said a whole lot worse. That was edited how I did it, but I do feel bad for it, so I do apologize for that again. Anyway, once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and yeah, anyway, I'm out.